Hi everybody, CohhCarnage here with another thoughts video, this time of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This is a game that I did not play when it came out. It actually was out for a couple weeks. I was finishing up some other stuff. And when it came out, I had some lukewarm expectations. I'd heard it's by Machine Games, and I have liked most of Machine Games' products a lot. They did have this one weird co-op Wolfenstein that I felt was not very good. Compared to their other products in terms of quality and what it delivers. So when I heard the Indiana Jones thing, there were a few immediate concerns I had. First of all, they were trying to bring back Harrison Ford. And I had some real, like, how are they going to do this kind of talk. And then the next thing I realized is how are they going to turn like a Machines game style Wolfenstein mow down the Nazis into Indiana Jones? Because that's not really what he's about. Like, you know, he's about like, delving into tombs and solving puzzles and doing all that kind of stuff. How is that going to translate into a Machines game? And then with those concerns, I started seeing all these people being like, oh yeah, I just finished Indiana Jones and it's like my game of the year. And I'm sitting here like, what is going on? Like, okay, this is crazy. So when I came into this game and started playing it, I was conflicted, confused, and had medium expectations. So now that I have finished the game, I can safely say that this is one of the best Indiana Jones movies I've ever seen. There are many, many times that this game fails to deliver a game experience and delivers experiences that are on par or in some cases exceed what I would expect to see in a movie theater. The acting is amazing. Troy Baker as Harrison Ford, as young Indiana Jones, is amazing. Gina is great. Voss is incredible. Locus is like, I could just go down the list of characters. None of them suck. None of them are bad. The entire experience came from a place where you could fundamentally understand that the people making this game weren't making a video game, weren't making a video game based on a movie, but were passionate fans of an IP that were driving to bring that IP truthfully into a new medium. And I feel like that's exactly what they did in a way that I never would have been able to anticipate in terms of the quality. The music, the graphics and the presentation, the design and the layout of how organic everything looks, the main story and the events that happen. My jaw dropped probably 4 or 5 different times throughout the main story, even towards the very end, which was baffling. The dialogue and the writing are incredibly submersed in Indiana Jones. Probably 7+ times in this, I was watching a scene and I would think to myself, and in some cases say out loud, the perfect Indiana Jones line would be this. And then the next line or the next events that happened were exactly what I said. And I wasn't calling that because I know, because I'm good at that. Let's be real. You guys have seen me for 12 years. I normally completely screw up on calling things in games. But in this game, as somebody who loved the first Indiana Jones movies, I haven't seen any of the last ones, full disclosure, but I did love the first ones. And as somebody who saw those, it was, again, so amazingly pleasantly surprising to see how well they brought in the humor, the nuance, the timing, the delivery. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much of it syncs up to this different medium 2+ decades ago. So, as we get to the end of this thoughts video, graphics, incredible. Areas that will make your jaw drop. Some of the best looking graphics I've seen in a game. Voice acting and dialogue, 10 of 10. Main story, absolutely fantastic. Music, sound effects, and writing, or music, sound effects, and overall veneer, like all 10 of 10. Everything in this game I thoroughly enjoyed. That being said, there were a few times with the combat system that felt a little loose. Would have been nice to get a little bit of improvement there. I was not a fan of the dog mechanics. I did not like that I had to whip dogs to make them quiet. I did not like that if they stayed in the area, I had no way of dealing with them, like tying them up or giving them a piece of meat or something. I did not like the dog mechanic. I think it was poorly designed and they could have done better. I'm just going to say it. And there also was some voice acting side characters, and I don't mean like part of the main arc of the main story, but I mean like periphery characters, village characters, where the voice work was just not great. But considering how much there is, that's kind of a little understandable. I mean, because again, almost every single person in this world has something to say. So it is wild that is how it works. Oh no, for the record, you can't injure the dogs. If you point a gun and fire, Indy checks his gun. If you try to hit the dog, you cannot. So the way, and to their credit, I love that we never hear any like super sad dog sounds. And I love that we can't kill dogs. But the way that they did that mechanic made it so there was like one particular time, for instance, where we whipped the dog to make him stop attacking us, but he didn't leave the area. And we had no way to pacify him, but we wanted to search the area. So we basically had to just watch the dog, and whenever he would get up again, we'd have to whip him again and he'd sit back down. And it's like, no, that's not what I talked about. Also, somebody said, can you explain a little bit more what you meant by it failed as a game? Oh, when I was saying this stuff about being like failing as I was saying that it does such a good job at delivering its medium that it almost transcended like what you would expect from a game. Like a lot of times when you enter a game, you don't necessarily expect a movie quality delivery of the main story. And it was so close to that. I am fully in the team here that if you were to take every single major cutscene of this game and string it together, that would make an amazing movie. I bet you could take the gameplay out of this game and just watch it, and it would be a phenomenal experience. That is not something you can say about most games. It really isn't. So it's in that regard, it is something very special. Something very special. I didn't also, this thoughts video has run on too long, but there is one final thing I do want to address. One thing that I really enjoyed about this game is the fact that by making it non-linear, they make you feel so much more like you are Indiana Jones. I love that decision. I've seen a lot of people say that they wish the game had been more linear. They wish the game didn't have these like open areas where you had to go kind of find the side quests and stuff like that. For me, I feel the exact opposite. I think that making it the way they did was a risk, and I think it was a risk that strongly paid off. Because I'll say this right now, there are no side quests in this game. There are optional main story quests. And what do I mean by that? I mean that every side quest is almost directly connected to the main quest and delivers such a high level of quality and at such a high level of like good information that feels meaningful that if you want to get everything out of this game, you don't not do the side quests. Like if you play this game, like you feel bad leaving an area without doing the side quests because you know they're going to have really good, juicy things in them. So that is such a great way to do that. It makes me wonder if the main quest was significantly longer in each area, and then at some point they just went back and trimmed some of it back so players could complete the game faster. Like, that's how good the side quests are. They are that good. There's like some reveal, like in one of them, you meet this whole crazy character that like loses I'm not going to say it, but she was wild. And like, we wouldn't have even had to meet her if we had not done just this little side quest that we had to see. So it was really, really good. So anyway, as we finish this meandering thoughts video, this game blew me away. And in many cases, I feel is an evolution of the medium that I love and appreciate so much. This is the kind of thing that makes me wonder if we could possibly go the other way one day, where like a really good movie comes out and everyone loves it, and then they give that really good movie to someone and they chop that movie up and add gameplay between all the movie scenes. You see what I'm saying when I say that? Like this movie has made me think there are things possible that have not been done before that could happen just because of how well this worked. And that kind of stuff is just, it's just crazy. Like so yeah, game's awesome. Game's really good. And I completely understand why people are saying that this is their game of the year. Yeah, Like oh, for the record, that thing about what I was saying about the movies, I never thought that would work. The idea of taking a movie and chopping it up and adding gameplay sounds ridiculous. But you know what also sounds ridiculous? This game working. If you would have told me a year ago that they were going to make an Indiana Jones game that actually was a quality of the old movies with an old Harrison Ford that didn't have an AI voice that sounded like him, like if you would have told me this a year ago, I wouldn't have believed you. So that's what makes me wonder about stuff like this. That's what like maybe we could do something like that. But that's one of the reasons I love stuff like this, because games like this push our medium forward. And thank you, Machine Games, for doing that. This has been another Thoughts video from CohhCarnage. Hope you enjoyed it. This was a longer one, but frankly, this game brings up some really interesting things to talk about. So I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Watch me.